1 million years after humans disappeared, we woke from cryo sleep. The deep, cold darkness had embraced the human crew of the starship Rebus for 1 million years. A silent voyage across the cosmos, frozen in time, their bodies suspended in cryostasis waiting. They had been the last of their kind, their civilization scattered to the void by an unimaginable war with the alien invaders, the Xaltha, beasts of greed and hunger, relentless in their mission to erase humanity. The Erebus was meant to be the final hope, the last stand of a people who had fought for survival. But 1 million years later, the war was ancient history, a forgotten chapter in the galaxy's timeline. The cryo chamber hissed as the cooling systems powered down. One by one, the human soldiers awoke, their minds groggy from the long slumber, their muscles stiff, but they remembered. They always remembered the cold dread of what had happened, the loss of Earth, the sacrifices made. But what they didn't know was that the universe had changed, time had passed, and the galaxy they had known was no more. Lieutenant Maya Carrington was the first to stir. Her eyes opened, disoriented at first, then sharpened as the fog of sleep cleared. The sterile white walls of the cryo chamber had transformed into something else. A soft glow filled the room, flickering from unknown sources. The ship's AI had not yet reactivated, and the silence was unsettling. Maya slowly climbed out of her cryopod, her body aching from disuse, but her instincts still razor-sharp. "Maya, is that you?" The voice of Captain Daniel Rees crackled over the intercom. His voice was thick with the disorientation of waking from stasis. "Yeah, it's me. What the hell happened?" Maya muttered, checking the readouts on the pod's display. Nothing. No signals. No messages. Just an empty void. "Don't know yet, but we need to get the others up. We need to check on the ship." The crew began to wake, one by one, each soldier a warrior trained for battle, honed for survival. These humans had been chosen for their resilience, their ability to endure in the harshest of environments. But now, as they looked around at the empty hallways of the Erebus, they realized they were not just in an unfamiliar place. They were in a completely alien world, a place where the passage of time had forgotten their presence. "I'm getting strange readings," Lieutenant Mark Lawson said, his face illuminated by the glow of his handheld scanner. "This ship is still operational, but there's no sign of any other life." "Xaltha?" Maya asked, her fingers tracing the cool metal of the ship's walls. "They can't have wiped out every human. There has to be someone left." But no one had an answer. As they ventured through the ship, their footsteps echoed in the vast silence. A faint hum vibrated through the hull, indicating the dormant engines were still online. The Erebus had been designed to be a fortress, an impregnable bastion for humanity's last hope, but was now a relic of an ancient era. "We need to find the command center," Rees said, his voice steady but tinged with something deeper, something Maya couldn't quite place. Fear? Maybe. Regret? Or perhaps something more profound. "We need to know what happened, why we're still alive." They reached the command center, and the first sight that greeted them was a holographic map of the galaxy, completely different from the one they remembered. The borders of the human empire had long since vanished, replaced by the dominance of new, mysterious powers. Alien empires they had never encountered before, each more powerful than the last. "What in the hell is this?" Maya whispered as she gazed at the map. It looks like humanity was erased. "There's no record of us, no trace," Rees said, his voice grim. "They've erased every mark we left on the galaxy." "Wait," Lawson said suddenly, pointing at a glowing dot in the far reaches of space. "There. That's a human-made structure." "What is it?" Maya asked, stepping forward, her eyes narrowing. "It's a fleet. A huge one. And it's moving." A shiver ran down Maya's spine. The Erebus's sensors pinged as the fleet grew larger on the map, approaching from the edge of the galaxy. This was impossible. There were no known human fleets left. The galaxy had been swept clean of humanity's presence. The Xaltha had made sure of that. But this fleet, it was human. "We need to get to that fleet," Reyes ordered. Now, the crew rushed to the docking bay, where the Erebus's engines roared to life, shaking off the cobwebs of 1 million years of dormancy. As they approached the coordinates of the fleet, a powerful shockwave rocked the ship. Something was coming. Maya's breath caught as the hull of the Erebus shook violently, and a deep, resonating sound filled the air. The fleet was larger than they had ever imagined. Dozens of warships, larger than any vessel humanity had ever built. And as the fleet loomed on the horizon, a chilling sight emerged. The ships were all human-made, but they were not the humans they once knew. "What is this?" Maya whispered in horror. The ships glowed with an unnatural energy, their hulls black and gleaming with an alien technology that had never been part of the old Earth. We've been gone for so long," Reyes whispered, his voice breaking. "This isn't just a fleet, it's humanity's revenge." The fleet was here, and they had not returned for peace. The soldiers of the Erebus had awakened, but they were too late. Humanity had returned, not as a broken people, but as something much, much stronger. And the galaxy would tremble at their wrath. What do you think?